Hey there, greetings. It is fall in South Carolina here. It was cold last night, so in terms of gear, fuzzy slippers, essential gear. And here we are at Mission Control. This spreadsheet is a Songmaster listing from, I can see 2016 dates on here from some previous shows that were done. The important thing on this is this is a master from, I'm guessing, 2016. I usually keep a running master of all of the songs, or well, I shouldn't say all of the songs that are in the queue, but it's a good representation of what songs I can pull from for specific shows at a given time. And the headers here, across the top, we've got tune, which is obviously the name of the song, the artist, the fret on the guitar that the song is going to be played on. Zeros for no capo. 5th fret here requires a capo on the 5th fret. One stage before, an Al Stewart song is a 3rd fret song in E minor. Key based on this I think I have updated in newer spreadsheets. That usually I list a form/key. So a song might be played in a D form, no matter, well, this is a good example here. The 5th fret might is shadow done in A minor, so it's in the A minor form, we'll say, but key-wise, it might be D minor. So that's an example of form/key. Key based on form, I've changed that because You play, like last night we did a show with an upright bass player. He doesn't, the no capo, no change of keys like I do with guitar. So for him, the song sheet needs to be listed in whatever key it's in. For me, I might list it in form. Okay? The tuning, most of these are standard tuning. You'll see D-A-D there, a drop D, here's a dad-gad, tangled. Dad-gad was Killing the Blues, Chris Smither. Tangled Up in Blues, a dad-gad, I have a question mark, haven't played that in a while. But you can see the different tunings. Some of these, there's Amelia I used to play, Joni Mitchell. The next column is guitar, and I would put what guitar specifically to use. Here's a Taylor on this song. This is an Irish bouzouki song. You Woke Up My Neighborhood. I was playing on the bouzouki for a while. These others, H-Mon, I don't even remember what that was for. Yes, Morning Coffee, Lonesome Me. I believe that is harmonica. So some songs require harmonica. Whether or not I used a looper. MV4 is for the MIDI verb for, where specific effects used. This is a Bo Diddley song where 78 was used. Oops, I'm sorry, that's the looper. MV4 is column I. 107 would be used for 5 years. Okay, some reverb effect. V3 was the vocal harmonizer. So some songs may need, dual high. Lonesome Me, I used a dual high on the vocals. I haven't used that in a long time either. And then specific notes, reggae. Like I say, these columns have changed. This is an older master sheet. But just to give you an idea, there are some 303 songs here. That's why song sheets and notes like this are important, because if you're playing in an original band, you've got when I used to have my original bands, there were 30 songs we knew. We would do 3-hour sets, maybe 40 songs max, and you play those same songs, all of your sets, so you know those words by heart. Especially when I wrote a lot of the lyrics, so I know those things by heart. But here we're pulling from 300 or 400 different songs for a set list for a show. I need help, like a song like Tangled Up in Blue. I'll need help with these lyrics, especially if I haven't played it in 2 years. So that's the overall master list. It's good to keep one of these if you have a lot of songs that you're pulling a particular set for a particular venue. If you're pulling them from this master list, it helps to keep these, and it keeps you on track.
This is very, 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 very many songs. L'altro, I said football. You think you could be a little more Pacific? Maybe specific.
Next up, we have the song list and set list for this particular show that we actually played last night. I'd hoped to get this video done yesterday, but we had a good show last night, and I'm doing it the day after. So these were songs gathered originally, a lot of them from that master list we just looked at. You can see there's back burner songs that I have listed. These we probably didn't play last night. These up here were basically, these were part of our rehearsal list. So we would take these groups of 5, one group of 5 right here, a group of 5 here, 5 more, and we would rehearse those over the last month or two. That's basically what we did in the garage. We did some rehearsing, and you can see what else lies on this sheet. You see tune. Again, that's the tune, the artist, and this is a more quote-unquote modernized spreadsheet. So you can see it's more up-to-date, current. It has the fret. It has the form and key like I spoke of before. It has the tuning. And for this show, sometimes I add, or for some shows I add extra information. Sometimes it's for putting the set list together. For instance, the genre, the groove, and even the guitar here. If you have to switch between, we'll take guitar first. If you have to switch between acoustic and electric guitar, you might want to put the electric guitar songs glue them together in one area, so that you don't have to switch guitars and waste, have dead air time. If you're looking for a groove or tempo, this show last night, it was an outdoor kind of background music. It was a nice mellow gathering, and then we had a good crowd and lots of applause. But as far as the groove and tempo, it wasn't like playing a brewery where you might start off with something upbeat, a couple of songs upbeat, and then get into a mellow groove in the middle of a group of songs or a set. And then if you're taking a break, end up with something fast and powerful, take your break, and then come back. There's different ways to lead into and exit out of sets that you're playing at different, for different groups of audiences. So that's where these guitar, genre, if you're playing if you're playing to a group of college folks, you might want to do some more rockabilly. You might want to do something more bluesy. This isn't a good list to look at, but you might want to do something more current. Okay. On this list, do we have anything current? Something like Sirius by Richard Hawley is more recent. It's a kind of rockabilly song, but it's not something super well known here in the States, probably. If you're playing for an older group of folks, these jazz songs like Leon Redbone, Ain't Misbehavin', Act Naturally, the Buck Owens, they're going to come into play here because those folks are more familiar with those songs. And again, I always like to emphasize these songs are songs that I like to play. So that's one of the main reasons they're on these lists. You've got to like to play what you play. So also over here on the right-hand side, we have song links. So you can go to these YouTube links, learn how to play or get some ideas on how to play that particular song. There's a second song link if there's another version. There's also a bass link, which I included for the bassist, and some notes over here. So that's kind of a mini master list for this particular gig. Now if we go over here to the set list, it's going to be a subset of this total list of songs, and it's going to be in a particular order, and we strip away some of the unnecessary items over here. So I've left, and actually in the set list that I printed out, I don't need the genre, the groove. I would get rid of these. Even well, this tells me what I need to play as far as a harmonica goes. I might keep that. But groove, genre, it's not important when you're playing the show and looking at the sheet. For that matter, neither is artist. You know, the important guys are the tune, the fret, the form, the tuning, the guitar, and I'll add in the notes. So for a set list, and you know what, it's a good idea to include artist anyway. If you want to tell the audience who it is, and you're not that familiar with the song and you can't remember that, oh, this is Harold Arlen or Ted Koehler that I've got the world on a string, you can add these guys right here. So I would get rid of these. Okay, and now there is the set list that we worked with last night. It's a total of 5, 10, a break is noted here, 15, 20, 23 songs, and that is for a 2-hour set, and we actually wound up playing all but this one. So we played 22 songs in the course of 2 hours. We did take a small break, and surprisingly, this set list was followed to the T. Something I don't usually do. I usually make set lists, and again, like we talked about earlier, the variables, even the Dr. Shenk was fixated on there, and variables. He wants to do some more thinking, Dr. Shenk. I heard him mention he might try to write up some algorithms, and he's going to look at this from I guess under the microscope a little more. But usually I don't follow him because, you know, it might be the weather might be a variable that comes into play, the people in the crowd, what management wants, all of those things. Whether you've got 2 plugs or 1 plug, what kind of PA system you're working through, who the players are, whether you've got an upright bass or an electric bass. They're all variables that come in to make this big set list. And incidentally, it was cold last night. It was about 52 or so when we started, and it got down to in the high 40s. So some of these songs, a song like Deep River, where it's a lot of quick finger picking, it was difficult. And on even some of these, I forget which one, I switched on Baton Rouge. I usually finger pick it. I played it with a pick. So there are specific changes that get applied to the songs within the set list based on last night's variable, the weather. Anyway, this gives you a good idea of how to set up master song lists and arrive at your set lists, and important information that excuse me, the players in your duo, in your trio, in your combo can all use. from rehearsals to having the song links, to doing lookups on who, different versions, what tunings, and then the sets themselves. When you're ready to play the show, you've got the songs right in front of you. And this is basically the contents for either your tablet or your songbook with sheets in it, and you do these one at a time and have fun playing. So that is it for sets. There's probably something that I left out here or there. Leave some comments, and hope you all subscribe to the Mr. Vague YouTube channel. Hope you enjoyed this set list documentary.
I remember more than one gig that he played where he doesn't even follow his set list. You know, he spends an hour or two doesn't even follow him. Why does he spend so much time making up his set list? It doesn't make any sense.
We're here in Houston, Texas. Wondering what kind of set list would be good for here. Close to the zoo, what would be good for the reptile site?
Oh man, the reptile house, amphibians. Oh, I love it. Oh, a set list for reptiles. Oh, the reptile house. Oh, baby. My goodness, a list of songs, a set list for the reptile house. I would think it has to be in a proper key, because scales are very important. Set list in reptile house. Need to crawl along, slither very slowly. The reptile house. The song must have some bite, some teeth, some fangs. Now, a set list for the reptile house. You would have to put a constrictor hold of love on the audience. A love constrictor hold, yeah.
So, in summary, keep a master list of songs, which includes the song title, the artist, what fret it's played on if you're a guitar player, the form and the key, tuning, effects information, instrument information, tempo, genre, etc. YouTube links if you're doing rehearsals or you need to practice, and view a YouTube link for help. And from that master list, create a refined set list for specific gigs, like we had talked about earlier. Keep only songs you want to play for a gig. Use those specific variables for each song to make your final set list. For example, I have listed here: arrange songs based on tempo, artist, remove any variables that aren't needed, etc. Now, if you use this method to create your set list, you can do a lot of things easier, such as we've listed a few examples here. You can pick out upbeat songs to start off a set, and followed by mellower songs, and end the set with upbeat songs, which is the way a lot of set lists are built. But you've got the tempo and all the song information right there at your fingertips in an Excel spreadsheet, or on your tablet if you have all this information in a tablet. A song medley could be created. I've done this before, where you figure out you have the final chord for a song, and you blend that right into the following song, so you can seamlessly create medleys, if you call them that, where you can go from a G chord ending a song right into the next song that starts in a G chord, just right on into it. No break between the song. It's almost like doing two songs in one. Other items here, you can group set lists by, or chunks of songs within a set list by artist, and you can create jazz lists just by sorting the spreadsheet or pulling off those particular variables from your master set list to create your specific gig set list.
And please, make sure to subscribe to the Mr. Veg YouTube channel. Have a nice day.